Hello everybody. I'm going to be pulling my transmission in this 2001 Dodge Ram 2500, which IP pump swapped, and now the transmission is in first and second gear, making a weird noise, and a little bit in reverse. It's a P-pump 24 valve, and it's my truck, and it has maybe 50,000 miles on this transmission and trans case, and the transmission's making a noise. So I'm going to be pulling it and seeing what's up before it gets too bad where I can't be able to drive it. Stupid water. I guess it's an 8mm, so I need to go find one. Okay, I'm back. I have an 8mm now. So the truck was still in gear and it had tension, that's why it wouldn't come off. So I went ahead and put that 4x4 behind the tires and pushed in the clutch, and it fell down. Time to pull it out of the yoke. Now I need to put the bolts back into the rear disc and make sure I don't lose them, because I know you have a lot of second-gen parts, but I do not want to lose bolts or the saddle or misplace them, so I'm just going to put them right back on. So now I'm taking the front drive shaft off, just like I did the rear. Ow. It's a 3/8. That's tightening. Now it's loosening. There's one bolt. Now time to do the second one. There's the second one. Now I should be able to grab this and hold the cap and push down there. Now both U-joints are still there, as you can see, if this one don't want to fall off. So I need to have it sit like that. Now I need to grab electrical tape. So I couldn't find any electrical tape, so I am going to be using duct tape. If I can show you the U-joint, or the front drive shaft. Got to make sure the caps are behind both sides, so whenever you pull it out, the caps don't drop and the needles go everywhere. Now time to do that same thing to the rear. So right now, my truck's going to be down for a while. I'm going to put this plastic bag on it and use the duct tape and wrap it around this. So now it won't rust. So now I need to do these U-joints, which this stupid U-joint is bad because it's grabbing and it's like it hasn't been greased for a while. So it's a brand new U-joint as of probably 5,000 miles ago. So I need to buy a new one. which will probably be later because it's easy to pull the drive line. There. Now the cap won't fall off. This is what I mean. Put that in there and that, so these two caps won't fall out. So just like the rear axle, I'm gonna put this back on the saddles and the bolts for the front drive shaft. If I can get it started. Now the other bolt. They don't have to be tight, you just need to make sure they're all, oh my heck. You gotta make sure they are in a couple threads, like this one did. This one, I don't know why I don't want to go in. Now, I need to make sure this one stays in there, so I tighten it up. That's good enough. Now I need to start on this one, whatever it is, and take those 4 bolts out. So now I need to find the right size socket for these bolts up here. Right there, down here, and run right here. Now I need to find a socket. I believe it's a 16. Yep. Now I got the impact. Make sure it's loosening. Slip it on there. Onto the socket. I have to push the drive shaft to the side a little bit. Yeah, but I got the bolt out now. So set this to the side. Make sure that your socket stays on there like that. And rotate it. You figure out how to get this to work. Yes, I'll have to do this one for now. I think that one's a different size. It's like a 15 or a 14. So I'll do this one if I can. Okay. Okay, got 2 out of 4. And I think this one is the smaller one, yeah. So we'll rotate it one more time. And then push your drive shaft to the side with your shoulder or whatever so you can get on there. Okay, so that one's off. So now you grab a 14 or a 15. So it's a 14. So I guess I double nutted this one. So now I need to go find 2 wrenches or a wrench. So now I got a 16, which is a 5/8, but it's the same size. Now I need to break it loose. I can't seem to find a 15 mil, so the 16 will do. That's tightening. There we go. That's loose. Now I need to spin it off. Make sure I don't lose this nut. I'll put it over by the other ones. Now I need to do this 14, which is the 9/16, which is the same size too. Now I need to spin it where I can get the impact on it with the 14 again and spin the nut off. Okay, that's spinning. So I need to get the wrench on there. Oh, there it goes. It's off. There we go. Oops. Now to get the impact off, ratchet or the extension in the socket. Now to just get it out and go put it on my bed. Now I need to get this slave cylinder off, which is a 13, which I have right here. I think, yeah, this is a 13. It fits on there. Now I need to get a short extension and the impact. Now I need to get up there and take it off. Just like that. And just pull it off, set it down, and then do the other one. If you'll grab, just like that. Set this one down too, and then you just pull this out, set it to the side, make sure you don't push the clutch when it's out. And then you grab your nuts and just thread them right back on, so you don't misplace them again, or misplace them. Because I've already misplaced my old truck. What the heck is leaking? Smells like diesel. Oh, it's probably, this wire loom is probably full of diesel. If I can show you like that. This wire loom right here is probably full of diesel because I had a fuel leak. So, tighten these nuts up by hand. You don't have to go all the way in. So now there's bolt there, which is a 19, one up there. I found the easiest way is to take those two and these two bolts out. If I can show you that one and the one up there hiding behind that wire. So now I need to get this chain cross motor out, and then the floor drive linkage. Take the top of the shifter off apart. Take the shift tower out and put a plastic bag in it so dirt and oil and stuff won't go in it. And that dent right there is from the drive shaft exploding on me, going 15 miles an hour. Luckily, it didn't break anything besides pop that full drive shifter off. And I think it damaged the T-case, but it's not leaking. Or it might have damaged the transmission or something. But it's not leaking, and I'm not going to worry about replacing it because it's a brand new tranny, that trans case and tranny with maybe 50,000 miles. But like 10,000 miles after, it used to be my brother's truck, but the T-case exploded when he came to a stop. Hold on. And the company didn't want to warranty it because it was muddy, which was absolutely stupid. So my brother and my dad ended up rebuilding it without them, the company, paying us back for it. So now I need to take these 4 bolts out on each side, and then I need to lift the transmission after I get the 4 drive linkage out and knock this thing up and then hammer it back, because it's kind of like a triangle, so it goes inwards going up. So if you lose your bolts, it won't immediately fall out like some truck, how it has it like right here all the way to the bottom of the other side. So I'll do that, and yeah. Just like that. There's one. Now I need to make sure I don't drop this nut. Like that. It's caked in oil because I have a couple oil leaks, which I don't really like. But I keep replacing seals, and one of the new ones already failed, so I kind of just gave up. I just check the oil, make sure it has oil, and as long as it don't get too bad. So time to do the rest of them and see you when I am ready. So now I'm in here. Now I need to take this shifter off now, which is screws right here. I just set it on my dash, which isn't even cracked. I mean, it is cracked just barely at the defrost vents, but it's a perfect dash. This thing's broken, but I changed it to this wood grain from that plastic black one. So, but it's a perfect dash. And now I can continue taking these 6 screws out, I think. There's 2. There's 2 more up here, and then 2 more on the side. There's number 3. Isn't that cord? There's number 4. Now I need to reach over here and undo these 2. Put it in reverse so I can get to this last screw. And then I'll just pull this thing up that I have for the plow. I started using, but I'm probably just gonna get rid of it because it ended up breaking on me. So I don't. Now I need to go find a crescent wrench or a wrench. So I got it loose now. I just need to twist it off. Make sure this thing don't go down too far. But it threads in right there. And you know, unscrew it to get the cup holders and stuff out, which should almost be off. There. I just set it to the side, grab these wires, and do that. And then you just grab this, just pull it, and then grab this, your ratchet, grab your 8mm or 5/16, and then take these out, which looks like that one don't have a screw. You need to peel this thing up. See if there's a screw under there. Yeah. And take this off. And there should be 2 more underneath this boot. That one's loose. Now there's this one. You should be able to pull it out, set it on your dash if you have a good dash, and then you do this one, which I have this thing, so I can just, instead of ratcheting it, I can just do this. So now that that thing should be undone, should be able to just shove this in while you lift it. If I didn't no, that one's probably not loose enough. So you just pull on it and ratchet it until it comes off. Just like that. And then you lift up on the cup holder, center console thing, whatever you call it, and push this 4-drive boot in, and make sure you don't snag on anything. Make sure you be gentle so you don't break anything. There. Put it 4 high. Pull this out, and I just set it to the side. Now there's 6 or 8 bolts that I have to take off, which I need to grab this ratchet again, which is under my cup holders, and then undo these ones. There's one. That one's stripped out. That one's probably stripped out too, yeah. I think this one's stripped out too. So I'll probably, when I put it back together, I'll probably put self-tappers in it, a little bigger than that, so it'll hold this boot so I don't get carbon monoxide poisoning. That one's stripped out too. So there's, I think, yeah, there's one more right here. Which, if you can't figure out when it's going to come out, you just pull up on the boot like I did on the center console. Like that. And you just slip it off like this. Make sure you push it back out the way it was, like that. Which, this nipple was out, but I don't care. I know how to put it back together. Set it to the side like you did. Now there's 4 bolts to get this off, which is a 3/8, and the 3/8 is in the cup holder. there we go. At the 3/8, and you go right there. Geez, I got that thing tight. Last time I pulled this transmission, or I actually changed the oil, and it was easier to take this all apart and fill it from up here, because you have to have an extra quart, because these transmissions are known to be doesn't have enough lubrication with the stock amount of oil, so you add a extra quart, which won't hurt anything. There's 2 bolts already out now. Undo this one, and then one more after this. This is the last one. First, make sure it's out of gear. There. Because it will be a pain to get this thing back in if you don't have it in neutral. There's the gasket, and there's the shift tower, which I have plastic bags in my glove box for like trash and stuff, which I'll just stick this in there and stick the gasket in there. Now I need to go find another plastic bag to shove into there, so whenever I drop it, the dirt and grease and stuff don't go into the transmission, or else I'd have to flush it. So yeah, now I need to go find a plastic bag. So I have this Jegs oil dipstick plastic bag, which is for a 92 Chevy 350. I'll just shove it in there so the dirt and stuff don't go in there. Make sure you just shove it in there where you can grab it out once you get ready to put this all back together. Now I need to go underneath, disconnect the 4-drive shifter, and then I need my brother's help to drop it. And undo those 4 bolts for the bell housing, because it's easier. I would have to take the bell housing off separately, because that's easier than undoing it right now, because I need a wobbly to get up there, and I don't know where one is right now. And then I need to jack up the transmission, knock the cross member out, and undo those 4 bolts. Make sure I have 2 ratchet straps on the frame, so if it does fall, it don't land on anyone, it just lands on the straps, which we've done a million times. Done this truck, pulled the transmission in this truck 3 or 4 times already, and we've done other transmissions for 2nd gens and stuff. So the easiest way I found out to pull this off without pop these 2 bushings out is there's a 13 mil nut right there, or a 14, and you take that off and just let it sit there. Okay, so this is the 4-drive shifter. I got that nut back threaded on there with the washer. So normally you have to take those 2 bolts out, and then take that one and that one out, but they're both missing. And I found out the T-case is loose on the transmission, which I'm not going to pull off until I get it out of the truck. But now all I have is this transmission cross member. Take those 4 bolts out. So I got the trans case and transmission out, and I pressure washed that, and that. And I come to find out this back bearing is bad. I need to replace it. The T-case was loose, and found out this was loose. But the oil is all glittery, so I have to replace that back bearing. And this front bearing is loose because of that back one. It's slid all the gears back, which I had to sop off. And I used a clean screwdriver and pried on it, and this bearing's not loose anymore. So this back bearing that failed, which now I need to get this onto my truck and take this back piece off, see how bad it is. So I took apart the back of the transmission. There's all that metal in big chunks, and at the bottom there's all this metal shavings in there, which I believe is from the synchros, and it's a brand new transmission. It shouldn't have been like this. Same issue with that thing exploded on my brother when he owned the truck, and it's a brand new trans case, or rebuilt one, and they didn't want to warranty it because it was muddy. But this was looser than it is now, but I took this and this one apart, but this one wasn't loose. I just wanted to see it. And I wonder if they didn't have the shims in all the way, because now it's tight. And it doesn't sound bad. I haven't checked the front one. Yeah, that one's still loose. So it's probably this bearing still. So I finished tearing the transmission apart. The back bearing looks fine, the front bearing looks fine. Coming to find out, bad synchros would make the bearings seem like they're bad. So I need to buy new synchros, put it back together, and put the transmission in. I'll video me putting it back into the truck and rebuilding the transmission, which I'll just do new bearings, new synchros, new seals. And once that's done, the truck should be good. Then eventually I want to put a 12 valve cam in it, and a lift pump, and a 12 valve sending unit, so it's a mechanical lift pump, so I don't have to rely on the electric fuel pump in the tank. I'll video me doing that once I save up enough money to buy a new cam, new lift pump, new injectors, because I have the timing at 23 degrees because I still have the original injectors in it. So that's it, and I'll update you guys when I get it rebuilt.